Yeah. Yes. Hello, everyone. All right, we are live on YouTube, and there's a bee around my phone. It's time to walk another way. How's everybody doing today? Happy Independence Day to each and every one of you. Happy 4th of July if you're here in the U.S. with me. It's a nice day. It's about 75 degrees. Can't ask for any better weather. And I have to say that all has gone well this long holiday weekend so far. I've really got nothing to complain about. It's all good. Hope your weekend's gone well. Hopefully you've been staying out of trouble. Hopefully you haven't been doing anything crazy. Again, it's not over yet, folks. Please, don't drink and drive. If you drink, drink responsibly. And if you drink, don't drive. Get a designated driver. It just isn't worth it. I know it's not easy, get through to people that are so hard-headed that they just, I know people love their alcohol. I get it. People love their alcohol. I like a little alcohol every now and then myself. I mean, I don't drink all the time. But I know there are some people out there that just can't live without their alcohol, and on days like this, they amp it up even more, and then they get in the car. And you know how the rest usually ends up. Sometimes you get lucky, right? But eventually it's going to catch up to you if you keep on drinking and driving, right? I just wish everyone would understand this. It's a beautiful day. And the water is glistening. A little bit of light wind on the trail, but nothing that the windscreen can't handle on my face here, on my microphone. We're going to have a really mellow and easy walk today with a great topic. We'll get to that in just a second. Regarding, how to stay happy in your relationship. There are many things you can do. There are many things both sides can do. I'm going to be discussing that here today. So stick around for that. In case you missed the stream I did earlier on my other channel, Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams, my lady and I did a 4th of July stream special where we were discussing, how to handle, situations when you have disagreements with your family, at the holiday meetups, the dinners, etc., whatever you want to call them. Can't remember the exact title of the stream, but it was something to that extent. We were discussing, how to handle those situations when things get stressful and anxiety builds up, and people lose their shit at the family holiday events. I've definitely learned a lot over my 48 years to the point of where I just don't let it get to me anymore. I don't feed into it. And when you don't feed into things, you don't pour any more fuel on the fire. And eventually it just will put itself out, right? The answer to most of our problems lies within ourselves and how we show up and how we react or don't react, right? And it wasn't until I realized this probably in my early to mid 30s that, I'm the problem. If any issues that arise in my life are my fault because I allow them to happen, right? I'm in control of who I hang out with and don't hang out with. I'm in control of who I date and don't date. I'm in control of what I do, where I go, when I want to go, how I want to get there, right? I'm in control of all that, right? So anything that goes wrong in my life is my fault. And that's the mindset I want you folks to have. I want you folks to realize how you're showing up and what causes your issues, and what can also prevent your issues from happening in the first place or diffuse them fairly quickly if they do start to happen, right? Hey there, baby. There's my girlfriend right there. My girlfriend surprised me. She's staying an extra night at my place. It's been a long weekend with my lady. We've had a great time together. So, and this is the tough thing, when you have a woman and you're talking about these things, whenever you talk about these topics, like your own girlfriend may take offense to it, right? And I'm not trying to poke anything at you with the streams I do, including this one, babe. I'm just sharing my experiences, my feedback, and what it takes to keep people happy in a relationship. Hey Angel, how you doing? So what's the secret? How do you stay happy in your relationship? Well, we're gonna get to that in just a little bit, but how you been? Angel, I believe you're not from this country. You're not from the US, right? Or are you? Wait, are you from the US? If so, happy Independence Day to you. Happy 4th of July. Hope your day has gone well. Hope you're staying safe and sane. Let's see. I'm in Utah, Eli. Oh, you're not that far from California then. You're on the West Coast pretty much. You're probably like near Salt Lake City or somewhere around there, right? Some of the best ski resorts are out there and the best snow, right? Happy Independence Day to you, Angel. Thank you for being here. So yeah, check out that stream my lady and I did earlier this morning. The replay is available on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. Nightbot's going to be sharing the link every 7 minutes here in the chat to Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams, or just go to youtube.com/Coach Eli Uncensored. One more time, that's youtube.com/Coach Eli Uncensored. And like I mentioned earlier on Coach Eli 2, we're getting even closer to monetizing that channel. We are well over 3,000 watch hours right now. So we're pushing forward. We've been cranking out the shows, my lady and I, helping out a bunch of people, and you folks have been helping us out with the watch time, and we greatly appreciate that. So, I'm thinking, I don't know, depending on how much watch time we get with the shows we do this week, we could be monetized as early as next week or the following week, probably at the latest. So just making you folks aware about that. And when that does happen, these Walking with Purpose live streams will move on over to Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. And in addition, like I've been mentioning, probably going to change the channel name of Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. It'll probably still be Coach Eli 2, but I'll probably get rid of the Uncensored Live Streams and add something else, or maybe just leave it at Coach Eli 2 and then put Elias Melas in parentheses. I first started that channel about 3 or 4 months after I started this channel. This channel's been around for about 3.5 years. That channel's been around for just a little over 3 years. I started it because I never had planned on monetizing it, and that's why I called it Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams, because I'm like, all right, we can just do stuff there that, doesn't have to necessarily follow the ad-friendly guidelines, but it still has to follow community guidelines, and that's what I've been doing. But because I realized the streams I was putting over on Coach Eli 2 weren't breaking any monetization policies or community guideline violations, right, or guidelines, right? and I started seeing the watch time go up and the subscriber base go up, I'm like, what the hell? Why not monetize it and move the live streams over to one channel and then use this channel to create high quality, bite-sized, pre-recorded content? So that's what's been going on. In case you haven't been around in a while, that's what's been happening in my neck of the woods. That's a little history of why I named that secondary channel Uncensored Live Streams and why I'm going to be more than likely changing that name. I've opened it up to suggestions from you folks, but I haven't heard from any of you yet, so I guess nobody really cares about me changing the channel name, right? And that's all good. Not a big deal. When you don't hear from people, that means, hey, it's fine the way it is, right? Got 8 in the box right now. 4 thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here. There's some guy coming. I'm going to wait for him to pass me. Get to the topic here in just a second. Just the man that's talking on his Bluetooth headset. And that's pretty much all the community news that I have. Everything else has just been flowing smoothly. My lady and I have just been enjoying our long weekend together. My lady surprised me saying that she's going to stay an extra day, extending the weekend. So it's all good. She came in on Friday night when we took off to go away for a couple days. And we've been together Friday night, Saturday night. We were together Sunday night, last night. We're going to be together tonight, Monday night. It's almost like we're living together. It's almost like you're trying to give me a hint, baby, right? Baby, don't take offense to this. Let's just have fun with it, okay? Let's roll with it. Because this is how relationships go, right? We love each other. We care for each other. It's all good, but it's almost kind of like we're living together and practically married, even though we're not. And it's not that I don't want that. It's like, you know, when it happens very, very fast, right? And no disrespect to you, baby. I love you. You know I love you with all my heart. And I want this future with you. But women, when they really love you and they're so into you, like they try to lock you down and they try to push things forward as quickly as possible. This is no offense to you, baby. This is every single woman that truly loves her man. So I respect the fact that you truly love me, and I'm just thankful and grateful for that. But that's another thing I'll be talking about here today. Is like if you push things too quickly, right, it can become very overwhelming and overbearing, right? And I'm not saying I'm at that point with my lady, but it can happen to anyone, right? And that's one of the secrets to, you know, keeping your relationship happy. Like, you know, how to stay happy in your relationship. That's one way. You've got to balance things out. So let's get to this and we'll get deeper into it. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail here in beautiful, gorgeous, amazing Redwood City, California. This is episode number 322. Episode number 322 already. Wow. And today's topic is how to stay or how to keep your relationship happy. Or how to stay happy in your relationship. There we go. How to stay happy in your relationship. Let's start at the very beginning here. In order to stay happy in your relationship, you have to be happy with each other from the very beginning. You have to have true chemistry. Okay? You have to have the mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical connection. Like I've said before many times, I'll say it again. When you first meet someone, when you go on that first date and you meet someone, you're going to literally know in 3 seconds or less if you have a large rush or spark of sexual attraction for each other. If that's not there, it doesn't matter how great everything else is. It's just not going to work out. That's the bottom line. There has to be a large rush or spark of sexual attraction. Okay? Or attraction overall, but even sexual attraction. If you don't feel like you just want to climb on top of each other and just make out until the end of dawn, until the crack of dawn, right? And to just, just tear it up, then it's just not going to be there, right? So, if that's there, then you got to look at everything else. You got to look at the mental connection, the emotional connection. Is the emotional bond there? Are you spiritually connecting, right? Even for a man, the emotional bond to me is very, very important, right? Very important. If I don't feel that emotional bond, it doesn't matter how sexy she is. Doesn't matter how good the intimacy is. That has to be there. That's very important. Okay? You have to be able to communicate very well. Communication is extremely important, right? You have to be able to talk in mature, grown, and respectful ways, right? You have to have respect, mutual respect for each other. That's very important, right? And then some other things we're going to get into, which is very, very important. And women are very good at pushing these, but sometimes men are too. But one thing that's very, very important to staying happy in a relationship is respecting each other's boundaries, right? You've got to respect each other's boundaries, right? Because in many of my relationships, if not most, the women have always tried to push the boundaries, right? Because when women, like I said, when women are really into you, they want to move things along very fast, right? And what a lot of women don't understand is it's not that guys don't want to take the next step with you. It's like we like baby steps. We take longer to process things like that, right? So respecting each other's boundaries is critical, right? And in order to respect In order to respect each other's boundaries, which is what I'm trying to say, you want to look for, someone, whether you're the man or the woman in the relationship, or one side or the other, let's put it that way, right? Regardless of which side you are in the relationship. I remember we're in the modern world, and there's a lot of diversity going on, we'll put it that way, and that's cool. Regardless of which side you are of the relationship, you got to come to the relationship complete as an individual. And it's absolutely crucial nowadays. In today's modern world, whether you're a man or a woman, you've got to come into the relationship complete. And you don't go into relationships nowadays in the modern world to complete each other. You come into relationships in the modern world as two complete individuals sharing each other's completeness together. Let me repeat that one more time. In today's modern world, you don't come into a relationship to complete each other. You come into a relationship in the modern world as two complete individuals to share your completeness together, right? And that's very, very, very important for both men and women, right? So you want to look for someone that you feel has their shit together, and is ready to date, have fun, hang out, have fun, hook up, and then see where it goes, see where it progresses, right? And you let the natural flow of progression gradually move things forward in the way they're meant to move forward, right? You don't want to force anything. You don't want to force anything, especially if you're a guy. You don't want to force anything. More so, women are going to kind of push things along a little bit. That's normal, right? But if you're a guy, your job is simple: hang out, have fun, hook up. The relationship part of it is the woman's job. It is the woman's job to lock you down. It's the woman's job to, move things forward. Now you're going to say, hey, Eli, is it the woman's job to propose marriage to you? No, it's not. But she will give you very apparent, subtle clues to make you aware that she wants that with you, right? And that's normal. Nothing wrong with that. The problem is sometimes women feel that way very early on in the relationship, right? And it doesn't matter whether it's early on, in the middle, or down the road in the relationship when a woman feels like she wants to marry you, right? The moment she feels that way, she's going to start to push that agenda forward. That is perfectly normal. Completely normal. But at the same time, if it happens too soon for any decent man, which is what I'm trying to say, it can become a little overwhelming and overbearing. It can. As a man, how do you handle those situations? If you truly love your partner, you're going to make them aware. Hey, baby, I love you. I love what we have. And I want this to move forward. But this is kind of happening a little bit too fast for me. All right? I want to slow it down a little bit. I want to enjoy what we have here and gradually move forward. And this is the one thing that I've noticed with women. Okay, women want you to understand their boundaries. They want you to understand their wants and needs. But when it comes to your wants and needs as a man, if they're really into you and they want to move things forward, and you're not quite, at that level yet, okay, and you don't agree with that, then they could kind of set things into a turmoil, right? It's almost kind of like it's not fair, right? But that's just the way things are. That's how men and women differ, right? Let me check out the chat real quick and I'll be right back. Babe, are you still around there? Are you here modding the chat? Let me know. I'll be right back. Respectfully, maturely, professionally says yes. All right. I think we're back live. We should be back live. My lady says yes, she's still around. Now, baby, let me make it very clear. I don't want you to take any offense to this. This is a general topic here I'm discussing. But yes, the truth is, this is something that you and I have been experiencing as well. And I just want you to know I do love you with all my heart and soul. And I do want this future with you forever. I do want this. But I'm going to ask you something here, and you can chat about it in the chat, because I think we can help a lot of people better understand this, right? Is that I understand your feelings, wants, and needs. I understand from a lady's perspective and your perspective that when you're really into someone, you want to move it forward, lock the guy down, move in, get married, and feel that sense of security. I get that, right? But let me put you on the flip side. Let's say that you're with another guy. Let's say you've been dating that guy for years, right? And you didn't feel it as strongly as you do for me, but he was pushing it to get to that level of wanting to marry you and all this and that, right? That would make you feel overwhelmed. That would make you feel like he's trying too hard, he's pushing too much, right? Trying to move it along too quickly, right? It would be overwhelming and overbearing to you, right? I love you too, babe. I do. I really do. So it's the same thing for men. Even for men like me that love our woman like I love you. Even for good men that are in a happy relationship like you and I are in, babe. You know, when things are tried to be pushed too fast and too soon, it gets really overwhelming and overbearing. And see, all a man like me wants to do is prepare for our future and feel like totally ready, not just mentally and emotionally, we're already there, but more so financially ready. You know, like for me in my situation, I'll just come out and put it, you know, when it comes to, you know, providing for myself, I put myself in a good position. But for me to feel completely comfortable taking that next step with a woman, of marrying her and being the provider and all that, there are some things that I need to take care of for myself first. And I'm not going to get too far into that, but I have talked about that with you, babe, many times, and I'm really trying to get you to understand where I'm coming from. And for guys, see, guys and gals process emotions differently. Women want to be emotionally stimulated 24/7, right? And when a woman's really into you, she wants all your time, all day, every day, right? To the point of where, as a man, you don't get a chance to breathe, right? And it's not that we don't want to be with you, we do. The thing is, even with the best men, even the best men that are emotionally strong, emotionally aware, emotionally stable, right? Too much emotional overload overloads us. Like men need a breather from the emotion, from the emotional stuff. We need a breather, right? And that's why even when couples are married, you know, even when couples are married, right? The man goes to work, he has his breather, right? He comes home, maybe has dinner with the wife, and then maybe he has some work to do in his office, and his wife just, you know, gives him space for an hour or two, and then after that, they go lay in bed and they do their thing, and it's all good, right? So what I'm trying to say here is that just as much as women can get overwhelmed with men trying too hard and pushing things too fast, men can get overwhelmed too. And there needs to be a balance. There needs to be a balance. There needs to be boundaries set, and those boundaries need to be understood and respected. And when those boundaries are pushed by either the man or the woman, that can create turmoil in the relationship. That is unnecessary turmoil, right? Because here's the thing, two people that are happy and in love do not need to push any agenda on each other. Two people that love and care for each other do not need to force the next steps to happen. They'll happen when the time is right, right? A man shouldn't force a woman to move in with him or marry him, and the same thing on the flip side with women. If two people are happy and in love, that's all they need. The rest will just fall into place. But if you push those agendas on each other, right, then it's like forcing it, right? And when you force it, no matter how great you are together, it comes off unnatural. And when things come off unnatural, that's when it doesn't feel right. That's when people start to shut down. That's when people start to say, hey, this happened a little too fast, right? So if you want to stay happy in your relationship as a man or a woman, or, you know, as a couple, let's just put it that way, as any couple, because again, we're in a very diverse period of time in our world, and that's cool. If you want to stay happy as a couple in the relationship, right, you got to respect each other's boundaries. You got to respect each other's boundaries. And you got to be cool, calm, and collected. You got to be chill. You can't force your agenda onto the other person. You got to just go with the flow. You got to live in the moment. You got to seize the moment and live in the moment and let nature take its course where it's supposed to go. You know, another thing, you know, both men and women need space, especially in the beginning of a relationship. It's not that, you know, it's not that you don't want to be together all the time or you don't want to see each other. But just because you're in a relationship with somebody and it's working and it feels right, you can't forget your own identity of who you were and still are once getting into this relationship. A lot of people forget their own identity when they enter a relationship, then they wonder why their relationships fail, right? You can't forget who you were and who you should still be. You know, you can't forget who you were before the relationship and still be that person now you're in that relationship. And if there isn't mutual respect and boundaries on both sides will forget who they are, and then they'll start acting differently and things will just fall apart. Right? You both initially got into this relationship because you were attracted to each other for who you were that first time you met. And early on, why change that? Why try to force things, right? Why change what you love about that person? Why change the way things are when that's what got this thing to take off in the first place, right? I'm almost done with the first half of this trail here today. So, babe, if you're still around here, what are your thoughts about this topic? Are you just listening intently? Because sure, babe, like I said, you know, you and I have experienced a little bit of that. But like I said, this is technically for example purposes. Sure, you know, a lot of the topics that I create are based on my own personal experiences, but I've had other experiences in the past, you know, with women I've dated in the past that ended up in a similar situation. As a matter of fact, I think it's every woman I've been with has wanted to push things forward very quickly. That's like, Jesus Christ. I mean, come on, let's take it one day at a time. I don't know if it's my Greek charm. I mean, I'm trying to be humble, but is it my good Greek looks and my good Greek charm? I don't know what the hell it is, right? I'm just me, right? But like when I'm dating a woman, and I don't think this is a bad thing, when I'm dating a woman, you know, that starts to date me and sticks around, she becomes obsessed with me. Like the women I've dated become obsessed with me, right? And I guess it's not really a bad thing. But, and baby, this is not just you. This is like every relationship I've been in. These women become obsessed with me. My lady is back. She's like, interesting. and very informative. Well, I'm glad you feel that way, babe. And I'm glad you're not taking this personal. Because I think you're beginning to understand that when I talk about these topics, I'm not just talking about our experiences. I'm talking about all of my experiences, even from the past. That's why I'm able to do what I do today, because I've learned from my mistakes in the past, right? And I've also learned from the right things I've done as well. You learn from your mistakes and your successes too, right? So I'm really proud. I'm really proud that you've gotten better understanding that, and I'm proud of you. You're learning more and more about how this YouTube thing works each and every day, and you're also learning more and more about me, my thought process, and why I do the things I do and say the things I say, right? Another thing, come rain, come shine, or even on a holiday, Coach Eli still out taking his minimum 3.5 mile walk each and every day, if not almost each and every day. You know, if there's one thing that I can teach both men and women, and babe, don't take offense to this. I'm not saying this about you directly. I'm saying this in general. Okay? If there's one thing I can teach you folks, let me wait for these people to pass on by. I'll show you the beautiful scenery here in an area that has water in it, so it's green. And the side of the trail is all dry grass. All right, let's continue. I'm sure folks have all heard the phrase, the heart grows fonder when time is spent apart. Simmer down. Hi, Eli and co-host listening by the pool. Happy July 4th. Welcome to the show. How's it going? Glad you're enjoying your day by the pool. I believe you said you're in Arizona. It's probably pretty hot out there. It's only about 75 degrees here in Redwood City, California, in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's a beautiful day for a walk. My lady and I are going to be watching the fireworks tonight from my place. Heck, I might even broadcast them live on YouTube. I might just do that. Hot as heck. Just about to grill. Oh, cool. Excellent. So, babe, like I was saying, and everyone else, the heart grows fonder when there's time spent apart. One more time, the heart grows fonder when time is spent apart. This is something I used to struggle with in my younger days. Because when I was in my teens and early to mid 20s, like, I was needy as fuck. Let me just say it one more time. When I was in my teens and early to mid 20s, maybe in some cases into my late 20s, I was needy as fuck. Like, if I got a second date with a woman and we were intimate and stuff and this and that, like, you know, and we started dating, like, I wanted to spend all the time in the world with her. To the point of where I lost focus on the most important thing, my purpose, right? Which is why at the end of the day, down the road, those relationships never worked out, because I was very needy. I was suffocating them, right? I didn't give them time and space to miss me and breathe and do things that they were doing with their friends or family before they met me. I wanted to spend every single minute with them, right? And I couldn't figure out why women kept breaking up with me. And now I know, because I was smothering them. I was suffocating them. I didn't let them breathe. They were my fuel. And you know, at the end of the day, that's just not masculine energy. Masculine energy is not being dependent on a woman for your happiness. In essence, that's the way I was coming off. I was basically dependent on having a woman in my life and trying to lock her down for my happiness. And it wasn't until I realized that time and space makes the heart grow fonder, and focusing on your purpose not only makes you more attractive to the opposite sex, it also makes you feel better within yourself that you actually have accomplished something, right? Because like I've always said to guys out there and gals, guys, women are not your purpose. If you make your woman your purpose, then you're going to just, chase her right out of your life, right? Never chase a woman, and don't make her your purpose. Your woman is not your purpose. Your purpose is what defines you as a man, as an individual. And same thing for women nowadays, because women have been liberated and they're working. Your purpose, ladies, technically is not, a man. Even though back in the days of traditionalism it was, because you were dependent on men for survival before you got your equal rights. But nowadays that women are working, your purpose is what you do for a living, what you enjoy doing for yourself that makes you happy, independent of your relationship, right? When I started to focus more on my purpose and what makes me happy and what defines me, what makes me successful mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, right? When I started focusing on that, it changed my attitude. It made me less needy, and I've even gotten to the point of where I'm not even needy at all anymore. I'm not needy at all. I'm so relaxed, I'm not needy at all. And I guess that's why the women I've dated in my latter years, they all want to they want to lock me down and marry me and move the process forward. They want to lock me down because I'm not saying them all that, but it's because it's hard to find guys like that. I'm not saying them all that. It's just hard to find guys like that. So I get it, right? I get it. But the point I was trying to make, and I'm going to start to come back down here. Give me a second. I got some people here. Give me a second. Just a second, folks. Like I was saying, the heart grows fonder when time is spent apart. If you like when you start dating someone, if you see someone once or twice a week or on the weekends, right? And then you have 4 or 5 days away from them, right? Now, of course, if you're really into each other, you should talk on the phone every night for a half an hour or an hour before bed. You should always keep in touch with your partner. But when you're first dating someone, I think seeing somebody a couple times a week or on a weekend, or maybe, 2.5 to 3 days at the most is great. And then you spend 4 or 5 days apart, typically the days that you both are working, right? If you both have a Monday through Friday type of job, which is ideal, right? Not always the case, but ideal. And that's why my lady no longer works in retail, because she wanted to get a better schedule back. I don't blame her, right? But what happens during those 4 or 5 days that you don't see each other? You start to think about each other more. You miss each other more. When you talk on the phone and you hear each other's voices, right? Right? You're like, I can't wait to see you, babe, on Friday or Saturday, right? She may say, yeah, I can't wait to see you too, right? And then what happens? What happens when you end up seeing each other when you haven't seen each other in 4 or 5 days? When you first see each other, you're in each other's arms, you're making out, you're sometimes having a little bit of romantic fun, right? Simmer Down says, I agree. I agree, Eli. That is me. I insist on a tandem home, so it is split into a right wing and a left wing. Our offices are on each side of the house. We do share an open kitchen and family room. Yeah, I mean, in this modern world, because women are liberated, it's different, right? You got to give each other time and space to miss each other, even if you live together and you're married. Because if not, you're going to overwhelm each other. It's going to be overbearing. It's going to be too much. It's going to get stale, right? And if you're in a relationship where you're feeling that way, you need to communicate that with your partner in the most loving and caring ways, right? But you don't want to hurt your partner. You don't want them hurting you either, right? Even if you're a woman telling that to a man, you got to do it in the nicest way possible. And typically women are better at doing things the nicest way possible, more so than men. But even if you're a man and you're feeling that way in your relationship with your lady, you got to talk with her about this as nicely as possible and make her aware that, hey babe, I'm happy, we're together, I'm not going anywhere, I love you, but we gotta focus on changing a few things here that'll, lighten the load a little bit, right? That will, relax us both a little bit more, because ultimately you don't want any stress in your relationship, okay? You don't want any drama in your relationship. You want it to be easy. You want it to be smooth sailing, right? The last thing you want, whether you're a man or a woman, is your other half to be extremely needy. And this goes for women too. Even though women, it's more normal for women to be needy and insecure because of their biology. In this modern world, because women have been liberated, you ladies are being held pretty much to the same standard that men are. And that's what you wanted, right? So that's what you ladies wanted. You can't have it both ways. So with that being said, it goes both ways. Both men and women can't be needy. Both men and women, should be as secure as possible. I understand women, even in the modern world, are going to have more insecurities than men. But in this modern world, you got to toughen up and be a little more secure than the woman of the past. If not, it's just going to be more difficult for you to survive in this modern world. It's just the way things are. And that's why I do what I do here on my channels, because this is uncharted territory. That's why my show is called Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. We are navigating the modern world, which is uncharted territory, right? Whew. I actually feel really good tonight, or this evening, or this afternoon. Still afternoon. I started this show shortly after around 6:15 Eastern, 3:15 p.m. Pacific. Folks, I may actually end up doing a secondary show on Coach Eli 2 tonight. Or I may broadcast fireworks live from my place. I don't know. I feel like putting out a third piece of content today, possibly. I'm in the mood to create. I've taken the last few days off. My lady and I got out of town, had a great time, and now I'm just really in the mood to just continue creating some kick-ass content where my lady and I can help as many people as possible get the best possible grips on their lives, not only personally but professionally as well. And again, what a lot of people don't understand is I'm a business coach too. I'm not just a personal coach, relationship coach. I'm a business coach too. I have a lot of experience in being self-employed. I can help you folks take the right steps to get your business off the ground. I can't guarantee that you're going to make money. You gotta figure that out on your own. But I can give you tips on how to get there. I can give you tips on how to start your business what you need to get it going. Federal employer identification numbers, tax IDs, seller's permits, business licenses, all that kind of stuff. I can help you with that stuff, right? And I can also give you some suggestions on some good marketing techniques that may work for your business, right? Another thing I can help you folks with is brush up on your public speaking skills, which are very important. If you're going to run your own business and you either fear public speaking or you're not good at it, you got to get good at it. You got to get over that fear, because until you are no longer afraid to talk to one person, 2 people, 5 people, 10 people, or a large group of people, until you're able to do that, you're not going to be successful in running your own business. Running your own business requires you to have a fire unlike anything you've ever seen before. It requires you to be fearless. It requires you to just give it everything you've got. And part of that is sharing with people who you are, allowing them to get to know you, right? Inside and out, right? And being fearless, because what attracts people to you the most is being fearless. And maybe that's another reason why the women I've gone out with, including my woman, they get so attached, because I'm a fearless dude. I'm not afraid of anything or anyone. And I keep moving forward. I don't give up. I keep pushing through. I never stop. And I do that by myself, through myself, for myself, right? Not trying to be selfish. But nobody pushes me to do what I do every day with these walks, the walking streams, my in-studio streams, other pre-recorded videos. No one pushes me to create my content almost every day, if not each and every day. I do that myself. I love that. I keep moving forward no matter what, because I love what I do and I believe in myself. I wonder if my lady's still around. Babe, you still around? I'm going to reset the chat and I'll be right back. Do not go anywhere, folks. Still here. So, babe, you're not mad about anything I've said here today, right? I want to know how you're feeling right now, because the way you tell me you're feeling right now is I'm hoping you feel the same way when I get home, because I want to have a fun night with you. I want to have a great time with you tonight. How you feeling, and what do you think about the show so far? I know you mentioned that earlier. How do you feel now? We are 53 minutes into it. Fantastic. So you feel fantastic, or is the show fantastic, or yes to both? All of the above. I'll tell you, I'm getting my step back. I've gotten rid of a lot of this sciatica. Still a great show, she says. Fantastic. Let me ask you a question, babe. Or anyone else, simmer down, or anyone else that's here. What is it about my shows that keep you coming back? I'm curious to know. I want your feedback, because I want to focus my content more towards what you folks perceive to get value towards. And I'm not going to change the way I deliver my message. I just want to deliver more of what you folks want, what you want to learn from, what you need inspiration on, right? Sometimes it's not that people don't know what I'm talking about. Many people do already know what I'm talking about, but sometimes people just want to hear it and get inspired. Sometimes people just need a little inspiration, right? Really, babe? I can't give an unbiased opinion on that. So, babe, are you saying that your opinions regarding me are biased because you just love me so much you can't be unbiased, huh? Well, I'll tell you this. There's always going to be some biases, towards people you're dating. Obviously, you love each other. You don't want to hurt each other, right? But in my opinion, what makes a relationship real and everlasting is the fact that if I love someone in an unbiased way, that's real love. And everything I've said to you and how I feel about you and what you've been capable of doing and what you surprise me. Well, you don't surprise me because I already saw that you were worth it, right? But what you continue to show me each and every day with what you do out here on YouTube, how you help people and how you help me and how good you are to me, I can say in an unbiased way, I love you and you're an amazing woman. Because I feel that unbiased love is true love. And if your love is based off of being biased, then you know what I'm saying, right? How does that sound, right? And I am a part of some of the shows. Simmer Down says, I would say that your views give me pause for thought, another perspective to consider. When you say my views give you pause for thought, can you be more specific, Simmer Down? Like, drill a little deeper into it so I have a really clear understanding. Maybe you want to give me an example of something. So basically, what you're saying, Simmer Down, is that the way I present things provoke thought. These are thought-provoking shows that get people to think from a different perspective that they never realized could be possible, or maybe you realized it could be possible, but you never thought it would be possible, right? I get it. Yeah. There aren't a lot of creators nowadays that come out here and talk about things in thought-provoking ways. I understand that. I get it. For me, I get very bored following creators that don't provoke thought. And there are very, very few of them out here on this YouTube platform. Most of them are entertaining people, or creating drama or whatever, right? But there aren't that many thought-provoking hosts out here and co-hosts. Another perspective from my own. Okay. So you're saying a different perspective. Okay. Yeah. And what's interesting about you, Simmer Down, I believe you said you're Middle Eastern. And, I believe you mentioned that you haven't had the most dating experience in your life, if I remember correctly. And so I think you're probably hearing different perspectives that you didn't hear growing up. If I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. It's getting warm now, I gotta tell you. It feels like it's like 85 degrees or closer to 90 now. I mean, it really feels like the heat just, turned on. It just pumped on in here. Thumbs up is what she says. Okay. Man, all of a sudden it went from like being a tolerable temperature to like the heat just cranked up at least 10 degrees. Oh man. It's all good. We're getting closer to the end here. When it's a little bit hotter and you sweat a little more, you burn a few more calories. That's awesome. I don't know. I'm thinking because my lady's going to be here another night, I'm thinking maybe her and I do another show tonight instead of tomorrow. How does that sound, babe? Why don't we do another show tonight, you and I? It can be a brief hour show. We don't even have to do a blog. We can just talk about something. we can get that show out of the way, and then we don't have to do a show tomorrow morning. That can help you with your other things before you head back home. But my lady would be the smart one. She'd say, no, let's do this show tomorrow, because that way I can spend more time with you. I love my woman, but if every now and then I need like a couple days to myself to just watch my TV shows on my couch with nobody there but me, the TV, in darkness, and a little snack or something, maybe a glass of wine, and just not worrying if I crash and fall asleep on the couch, But what do you think about that, babe, if you're still around? How about we do a second show on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams tonight? I think that would be great. And then that way tomorrow we can sleep in a little bit, and I can help you with some of the other things I was going to help you with before you head back. The older I get, the more I enjoy my own company. All right, let's talk about that. Simmer down. You said the older you get, the more you enjoy your own company. I can respect and appreciate that. And that's something I'm trying to help my lady understand, because she's not quite there yet, but she will be there, right? And you get to that point when you truly start to love yourself for who you are, independent of anything else. And that's another thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show, that in order to make something work with someone and have a successful relationship and sustain happiness in a relationship, oh, there's that plane coming again. You got to be happy within yourself first. You have to have self-love, self-appreciation. You have to have self-worth, right? You got to be happy being alone, whether you're a man or a woman, in order to be happy with someone else. Because if you're not happy being alone, then you're going to be dependent. Then your happiness will be dependent on someone else. And whether you're a man or a woman, if your happiness is dependent on your partner, that's a recipe for disaster. Got to be happy within yourself. Got to love yourself. So like Simmer Down said, the older she gets, the more she values her alone time, right? The older I've gotten, the more I value my alone time too. It doesn't mean I don't want to be with my woman. I do. I love my woman. I want to spend the rest of my life with her, right? But her and I also both need to understand that we're going to need time and space from each other, even if we're married, or even when we're married. Let me make her happy and say, even when we're married, baby. Because I know you want me to say that, right? And I mean that. Oh, I only want you to say that you mean it. I do mean it, baby. I'm not used to saying it yet, because I've never met a woman that's tried to push that part along so quickly. But it's all good, right? And I had a really good thought I was going to say, but I forgot to mention. Oh yeah, spending alone time, right? Even if you're together and you're married, you got to give each other time and space each and every day. You can't be on top of each other 24/7. You got to let each other breathe. You can't suffocate each other. You got to let each other be the individuals you were before you got together, so that way you can share each other's individuality together, share each other's completeness together, right? Man, it's getting really, really hot. Like that sun is right on my back. It's a good thing I've got the long sleeves on. I really need to start. My lady got me this new backpack that has like a water bottle in it with those big straws that can hang off of my neck, and I can just lift them up and drink water. I got to start wearing that, babe. See, babe, we've been so busy doing things together and creating shows and from the studio and going away and doing all these things and figuring out other issues that the backpack you got me about a week ago or so, I barely even opened it. I did open it. I showed it to you last week when you were here, but I haven't had a chance to use it yet. I even forgot about that backpack until now that I need it, right? Okay, where are we at? We are at 66 minutes, an hour and 6 minutes. You know, as I continue to get better and better each and every day, eliminating this sciatic pain, I'm able to walk these trails faster again, even while holding this selfie stick with my phone on it and making a few stops along the way. I mean, I will probably be done at an hour and 20 minutes, which is pretty quick for 3.5 miles holding this selfie stick. Another thing, folks, what I'm trying to do here on this channel and my other channel, I'm trying to give you folks shorter shows. I'm trying to not drag these shows on. I've been trying to keep these Walking with Purpose streams to an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and a half. Sometimes, if there's not a lot to talk about, I will cut them off at the 50-minute mark or so, halfway through, and walk the rest of the trail off the air. So I'm really trying to give you folks more digestible type of content, because I know your time is valuable. I know you have so many options out there in such limited time. And that's another, like I said, that's another reason why I'm separating the two channels, because when this moves over to Coach Eli 2, when the Walking with Purpose live streams move over to Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams, when it gets monetized in a few weeks or less, I'm going to be focusing on more bite-sized content here on this channel. And if people want to participate on the live streams, they can go over to Coach Eli 2, right? That's going to distinguish both sides there. Still the same type of, still the same person, right? But there's a difference between live content and pre-recorded content. The older I get, the more I enjoy my own company. Okay, I already read that. All right, let me reset the chat one more time. I'll be right back, folks. All right, we're back live. We should be back live. Information Man Show. Oh, here we go. Hello there, says Information Man Show. Hey, Information Man Show, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. Happy 4th of July, Independence Day to you, bro. Simmer Down says, everyone is telling me to watch Peaky Blinders, so I'm going to start that tonight with some popcorn and icy cold lemonade. Awesome. Camelback Hydration Pack, they are awesome. Yeah, they are. Good job, co-host. Simmer Down, hello, says Information Show. Hello, says Simmer Down. I'm well, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I got to get them over to your show when I can. It's been a while since I've been there, Information Man Show. My lady and I have been creating a ton of content over on my other channel, Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams. Now, I believe you've had the Shure SM7B for a while, right? You use the Shure SM7B, right? Do you have a cloud lifter on yours or a FET head? Or do you have just a really good preamp? Like, how long have you had your Shure SM7B microphone, Information Man Show? Yes, says Information Man Show. Thank you, Simmer Down, says respectfully, maturely, and professionally. My lady doesn't like it when I talk about my Shure SM7B because she thinks I'm in love with my microphone more than her. And I figure my lady would come back and say, well, can you blame me? Well, baby, I can understand. I really love that microphone. It's the best microphone I've ever owned. It's the best microphone to use. If you do podcasting stuff on YouTube, like podcasting style videos, like we do, it's the best damn microphone. I have had it for about 1.5 years. It is great. Oh, you have a Rodecaster. Oh, you have a Rodecaster Pro. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you had the Shure SM7B. So you have the Rodecaster Pro. Okay, cool. And that uses XLR, right? It uses XLR microphone cables, not just a USB cable, right? Yeah, your microphone's always sounded really good, Information Man Show. And your setup has always been really good. That's what I've respected about your work. Oh, you have both. Oh, you have both. Oh, shit, man. That's great. Yeah, I've heard the Rodecaster Pros is pretty good. The Rodecaster Pro is the interface that you plug in. So you probably plug in to a what do you call it, cloud lifter or FET, and then from that to the Rodecaster Pro, right? Yeah. Yes. Okay. I have the Rodecaster Pro mixer and SM7B. Yeah. Yeah, that's a hell of a mixer. I got I started out a little bit cheaper. I may upgrade my mixer at some point, but I mix stuff through virtual audio cables through Windows, so I don't really need a mixer at this point. But the Rodecaster Pro is a good one. I have the Focusrite 4i4 audio interface, and it does a pretty good job. It was about $250, and it has 2 XLR inputs, so I can get a second, mic down the road, and that way when my lady finally decides she's ready to dox herself, we'll do that at one point. We can do like shows from the studio. She can have her own mic and I can have mine. Baby, you can have your own Shure SM7B. And we'll charge that $400 to your account, baby. We'll charge the $400 for the second Shure SM7B to your account, baby. Cool. Dynamic mic, yes. Oh, dude, I gotta tell you, man, you've always had you've always had bass in your voice, and I've had okay bass in my voice too, but damn, Information Man, that SM7B, when you get right up on top of it with that proximity effect, it makes your bassy voice sound even bassier. It's like, boo, hello, this is Coach Eli, Now, I've got this cheap-ass Logitech headset microphone plugged into my iPhone here through a 3.5mm jack with a splitter. And I got to say, for a $14 microphone, this sounds pretty good. And when I get up and close to it, like I am right now, you can hear me pretty good. Like, I'm really impressed by this cheap-ass headset mic. So I keep using it for the outdoor, walking streams like this. But yeah, Information Man Show, I got to get back over to your neck of the woods. Like, I've hardly had any time to watch any YouTube videos lately. I've just been creating with my lady, and then we've been spending some time together. So, thanks. No problem, dude. You're very welcome, bro. All right, folks, we're getting towards the end of the trail here. Get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. We'll be going off the air in about 10 to 12 minutes. Keep doing your thing. Thank you, bro. And you as well. Yeah, I don't know if you probably heard by now, but we're getting close to monetizing Coach Eli too as well. We've got the subs. We've got the 2-step verification on. No community guideline strikes, and we've got over 3,000 watch hours. So, probably by the end of this week or next week, we'll be fully qualified and ready to go. But my lady and I have been just pumping out content like it's out of style on Coach Eli too, uncensored live streams. So, yeah, keep on keeping on, right, brother? Oh, yeah. So, folks, here's the thing. To start wrapping up, what keeps people happy in their relationship? What keeps your relationship happy, right? What keeps your relationship happy is doing your part and your partner doing their part. Both of you doing your own part. Both of you loving each other, respecting each other, understanding and, appreciating each other's boundaries, right? Knowing each other's boundaries and not pushing each other's boundaries, right? Being more proactive than reactive, right? Giving each other time and space to breathe, to not suffocate, and to be able to miss each other. So that way the next time you see each other, it's like that song, it feels like the first time, feels like the very first time. Yeah. You see, if you give each other enough time and space, at least early on, for the first 6 months or a year when you see each other, if you see each other 2 or 3 times a week, then you have 4 days off or 5 days off before you see each other again, and you miss each other, then you see each other again, it feels like the first time you saw each other. You want to always have that feeling when you're with your partner. You want to always feel like it's the first time every single time, right? And how do you feel that way? You don't overwhelm each other. You don't become overbearing, right? You give each other time and space. Let each other breathe, right? Again, that doesn't mean you don't love each other. That doesn't mean you don't want to be together. It means that, hey, balance things out. Have your man in your relationship. Have your woman in your relationship, right? Have your work, right? Hang out with your friends. Hang out with your family. Balance everything out. When you balance everything out, everything falls into place. Balance is a very important thing. Being a well-balanced man and a well-balanced woman is key. Not only to getting a relationship going off the ground, but to keeping the happiness within the relationship, right? Balance, 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 right? A well-balanced woman will be able to balance her work and her personal life and her family life and everything, right? And equally spend her time or distribute her time in the proper ways, right? One of the biggest struggles I've seen women, I mentioned this before, I'll say it again, one of the biggest struggles I've seen women encounter in the modern world is balancing their work and their personal life. That's why a lot of women are single in their 30s and 40s, right? There are more single women in their 30s and 40s now in the modern world that are single, never married, no kids than ever before. Why? Because they have difficulty balancing their work and their personal life, right? It's not that difficult. All you have to do is want to do it, right? All you have to do is choose to do it, right? Choose to do it, right? Oh, I don't have time to date. I don't go out on weeknights because I work the next day. Oh, come on. You don't go out on weeknights? Everyone goes out on weeknights. Everyone stays up till 10 or 11 on weeknights, and they get to work at 6 or 7 in the morning. And if you really want to find a good guy, why aren't you willing to make a little bit of a sacrifice and lose 1 hour of sleep, right? It's all about having the proper balance, right? People nowadays more so make excuses. It's not that they can't balance things out. They make excuses, right? They make excuses. People go through things. Like women will date a couple guys that they gave a chance to, right? These guys screw them over. Then you, the good guy, comes around. And instead of giving you the chance, she doesn't give you the chance and gives you a lame ass excuse. Oh, I got to work. It's a work night. Let's meet on the weekend or something. Because of what happened in the past, she doesn't give you that chance, right? And what a lot of women don't understand is this, is that, you know, this is what I tell people in the dating world. If you're single and you're trying to find someone, you want to find compatibility, but you don't want to give up a weekend to find that out. You want to meet on a weeknight. So meet Mondays, Tuesdays, you can meet Sunday nights. Sunday nights are okay, but Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Thursday nights. Those are the best nights to meet, right? Because you want to see if there's chemistry, right? And if there isn't, you don't want to waste a weekend day where you could have done something else to find out if there's chemistry, right? You want to use your weekends with people that you're already on with and have something good with, right? So I think I pretty much just about covered as much as possible as I can regarding what it takes to keep your relationship happy. Got some people about to pop into the trail. I'm going to wait for this dude. Is he coming in the trail? Yep. I'm going to sit right here for a second and show you folks the beautiful water down below. It's slightly windy. A few ripples. Waves, whatever you want to call them. My lady calls them ripples. I call them waves. I think it's the same damn thing, but that's all good. No big deal. The beautiful palm trees over there. Yeah. I feel amazing right now. I got my walk in. I mean, look at the sky. It's beautiful. There are some clouds, but there's some blue in between. Like, this is amazing. Look at that. All right. I could sit out here all day or stand out here all day, but I got to go. I've got things to do. All right, final chance, folks, to get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in just a few minutes. That's like a Mustang station wagon. They make Mustang station wagons now? That's ridiculous. Why the hell would you want like a 4-door station wagon Mustang? What the hell's the point? I guess if they make it, somebody will buy it, right? Wow. I guess if you're someone that's planning on having kids and you still can't let your Mustang go, I let my Mustang go. I had a couple Mustangs growing up, convertibles, loved them. You get older and it's like, all right, it's time to just get a more fuel economy car and a little bit more roomy, and a little bit to show that you've matured, right? Plus, there's no way in hell my lady and I would have fit everything. Not only that we brought along for our trip this past week, or these past few days where we were out of town, but we would not be able to fit, all the stuff that we ended up getting when we were out there too. But anyway, it's time to go, folks. I'm going to get on out of here. My lady and I may be back for nightcap tonight on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams. I was thinking about broadcasting the fireworks from my place but I'm probably not going to do that. I'm going to probably, if we do something, we'll do a live stream, probably. It might be even earlier before the fireworks start. We'll figure it out. If not, we'll be back tomorrow morning to do a show before my lady heads back. But keep it locked here to my main channel, Coach Eli, Elias Melas, and also check out Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams. Nightbot's been sharing the link every 7 minutes, or just go to youtube.com/Coach Eli Uncensored. I'm going to restart the chat. Be right back to see if anyone said anything, and then shut it down. Be right back. All right, we're back live. We are back live. Thank you to Simmer Down for being here. Thank you to my lady for being here. Thank you to Information Man Show for being here, and anyone else that was watching behind the scenes. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.